Watch out if you play Lost Relics the next time, because like you see already on the right side here, there are very much new releases, new updates, very much things that are changed, some in a slight different way, some in a major way, but we will have a look at it in a second. So, like you already see, on the right side here, we have the major releases of this update. So, we will go through it step by step, so watch out. And like I already said, you will probably die if you play like you used to be, because many things changed in Lost Relics. So watch out. And at the end, I'll give you some tips what you should take on your next adventure, so you are prepared more than good and you don't lose any necessary items and you get stuck with losing all your gold, all your tools, or something. So, we start with the first point here, and this is the poison, stun, and every effect that monsters can trigger. They are not applying to 100% now. Instead, they have a chance to apply it. So, if you ran shallow swamps in the past, then you'll probably know there is a lot of poison in this dungeon. So now it is slightly different. The poison gets not triggered every time you get hit, but every third or fourth hit or so. There is a hidden percentage of how often this effects will trigger, so have a look at it and watch out. In addition, there are 30 new monsters which are added. So if you look into the game, and like we already see here, there are also new adventures. In total, these are now 15 adventures which you can play. Some are low level, so new players can join in the low levels. They can level up their skills not only for mining, because in the past you had Forgotten Chambers and Arcane Pits, which most of the people were grinding, so most of the people were leveling up their mining. And now you can also play some other maps, for example, where you can level up your scavenging. Then we got an off-chain blockchain item trading marketplace, but at the moment it is not enabled yet. So don't jump in the game and expect to get to the blockchain marketplace and start trading right away. This has to be tested a bit further, so as soon as every problem is fixed, the blockchain marketplace gets enabled, and then you'll be able to sell your blockchain items in Lost Relics. You don't have to pull them out of the game, so you can trade them in-game in Lost Relics. And there are some shadow stones added, which you have to buy with JumpNet Engine, so you can trade these items in Lost Relics. Then we got the critical hit added. Also, the monsters can now miss and crit, and you were able to miss already in the past, but now you can also land a critical hit, but the monsters can also miss or hit you with a critical hit. So watch out for this. It's slightly different. Then, some really cool stuff, which I think, is that you have some lock-in rooms. This means that you have the possibility to enter a room and then every door gets closed and you're stuck inside this room with all the monsters. And you only get out of this room if you kill all enemies in the room, and sometimes there is also a chest inside this room, but you can only open this chest as soon as you killed all enemies in this room. So watch out for the lock-in rooms. You have, yeah, there is the possibility that there are many enemies inside this room. Sometimes also there are monsters which are able to summon new monsters now. So if you get stuck in a room and you have some summoners in this room, then you should concentrate on the summoners, because if you only kill the summoned enemies, then you could end up in a very difficult situation, because you are only killing the new spawned enemies, and in the end you don't get any further because the summoners keep spawning new enemies. So concentrate on the summoners and then look out for the rest of the monsters here. Like you see here, all adventures, monsters and weapon stats are rebalanced. So in short summary, this means the gameplay changed a lot. And if I say the gameplay changed a lot, I really mean this changed a lot. You can nearly say that Lost Relics isn't Lost Relics anymore. You could say it is Lost Relics 2.0. Some things are also bugged, some things are not as balanced as you were used to. So watch out, be careful if you enter an adventure, be careful for the new monsters, the different ones. Watch out for their attack patterns so you don't get hit all the time. And yeah, in short summary, it's got a bit more difficult. Some people say it got so difficult that it isn't really playable anymore, but I don't agree with this in total. In some points I have to agree, because, for example, I used to play Odinspire Sands sometimes with my arrow piercer, my epic bow that I got in the Easter event. And I tried Odinspire Sands, yeah, a few hours ago. And I took many health potions with me. And I ended up taking a lot of time, and I even got nearly killed at the end. So watch out, look for the new monsters, try to experience the different things, try to watch how the monsters are acting, that you learn how you should play against the monsters. So just start right at the beginning, try to learn completely new, because like I said, Lost Relics can now be named Lost Relics 2.0. So you have to start your learning from the beginning. Then we have long and short bows now. They have different stats. I won't go into too much detail for this, because try it out. experience it. Some people have short range, short bows. Some people have long bows. There are a bit different to play, so just look at it and yeah, look if the bows are suitable for you, or if you prefer to play with melee weapons. So just look at the different stats now and the different art of gameplay. Then titles have now own colors. They depend on their rarity. So the more rare a title is, the more, or you already know the different colors for the different rarities, and the titles are now fixed to the rarities, so you can brag with your titles a bit more. If you want to have a look at all of the details, because this is just a short summary of the details, I will link you the article from Cliff where he explains nearly all changes. I will link it in the description, just have a look at it. And now we just jump in for a minute so that I can show you a little bit more. So you'll probably know this is your stash. You can look in your stash and you have to take a lot of where are we? Here, for example. You have to take a lot of food with you, or some potions, or even better potions. So really put a lot of them in your inventory. Try out how much you will need. And in addition, you should also take one of these town center scrolls with you, because they are used for the last emergency rescue. So if you don't have any further health potions, you don't have any further food with you, and you're nearly going to die, and you have, for example, like I have here, these green scissors, they are worth at the moment 45,000 gold, and probably you don't want to lose them. So just take a scroll with you. If you run out of food and you run out of potions and you don't see a chance of getting through the dungeon, then it's probably better to use a town scroll, because this will get you out of the dungeon immediately. You won't take anything out of the dungeon, so you don't rescue the stuff you farmed so far, but you save all your things which you took in the dungeon. So if I enter a dungeon with the scissors and other stuff, the remaining stuff, because I already drank my potions and I already ate my food, then you can't take them out of the dungeon, but you save your weapons, you save your tools, and so on. So be careful, take enough potions with you, take the scroll with you to just be safe. Two more things. We can look here, for example, at the different maps. If you start here, you have 3 different maps which are one sword. So this is the difficulty in Lost Relics, and like you see, we have Forgotten Chambers with mining, then Bron Woodlands with fishing, and Salt Beach with scavenging, and then the other map. If you click on them, you see the different monsters which you can find there, and also which resources you can find there. Also Ashwoods, you'll probably know already. So you can have a look at all these different maps. One really huge change is, for example, like you see here, the rarity restriction. I used to play Shallow Swamps, for example, with my epic bow I got in the Easter event, but now I'm only able to use my epic bow in Alkelth Caverns or the New Jungle or Oldenspire Sands, for example. But when I tried Oldenspire Sands a few hours ago, it took me around an hour to finish this dungeon. I used a lot of potions and I got not really much as reward. So it's not only the difficulty which you have to look out for. Cliff mentioned in his article that he changed the drop chances to a point that the more difficult the map is, the more chances you have to drop something, but it isn't guaranteed that you will get something out of it. So if you are only able to play, for example, Oldenspire Sands in an hour, but you play Arcane Pits, Ashwoods, and the new Venom Desert in about 15 minutes maybe, then it's probably better to run these because you get more runs, you have more gold per hour, and you don't have to use as much potions as you'll need in Oldenspire Sands, for example. Also, we have the Wasteland here, and like you see, Mount Olcath is now a 7-sword map, so you'll probably only want to enter this if you have all 5 relic slots, you have the best relics, you have a lot of potions with you, and like you already see, there are a lot of monsters. Also, in this update, there were mini bosses introduced. So, for example, in Oldenspire Sands, I think this should be a mini boss, or nah, I don't think so. I think this is a normal monster. I don't think I saw this one, so probably this is a mini boss. So I didn't find one yet. So you have to watch out. Sometimes you can meet some special mini bosses. And yeah, just have a look. Probably just start right at the beginning. Just have a look at how the new maps are created. And I already tested Forgotten Chambers, Salt Beach, Arcane Pits, Ashwoods, Venom Desert. And I have to say, if you used to come through the dungeons with ease, so you had no real problems in these dungeons, you'll probably get through it very easy now as well. But like I said, it's different to play. So, for example, in Ashwoods, we had the jumpers, which are spitting some poison at you, and these were changed to this little mushroom monsters here. They are still spitting some poison at you, but in a slightly different way. So just learn how these monsters are acting. Also, for example, the ones with this purple sword, they are running pretty fast, so kiting with a bow isn't that easy anymore, especially if you deal with these monsters. So just have a look at the different stuff which got added. try it out and don't jump in a 3 or 4 sword map and wonder why you just died. So it isn't that easy anymore. You have to learn the new gameplay. And like you already see, I only have 4 relic slots at the moment. At the moment I have this ring, this is the standard ring which you can buy in the shop. And I can take an egg demon with me, but as you saw, I can only take epic relics, epic weapons into the 4 sword maps, and it took me an hour to complete Odenspire Sands, so I won't try it that soon. But one important change which I want to mention is now the Royal Emporium is now here. If you leave the tavern, you just have to cross the street and you are already here. You can enter the Emporium, and there is also the point where you can find the blockchain marketplace. You can switch later, but at the moment it is disabled because there are some more things which need to be tested. So just don't hesitate and just try the new gameplay. Just try it out, how everything changed. And yeah, just have a look at the different changes. I mean, it's a really huge update. You'll also find on the map, for example, here you find a NPC which has a quest for you. I already fulfilled this quest, so you don't see it anymore. And in addition, you can go to the tavern. And there we have this quest guy down here. You just go here and here, and then you can talk with this guy and he gives you another question. So just look around, experience the different things which have been changed. Like I said already, I'll link the article in the video description. And one more thing which I need to say, new registrations aren't possible at the moment. They should be opened soon. It's only a matter of a few days, so if you want to start completely new with Lost Relics, you'll have to wait a few more days. There are some more changes which will be added, some bugs which will be fixed, so just wait a little bit more. Have a look at the different changes. Also, if you look at the daily rewards, the mystery reward was giving you 10,000 gold after 7 days, but now it's changed again that you'll get a special item. Obviously, Cliff hasn't mentioned what this item will be, but as I know, or as I experienced the different things here in Lost Relics, I think it will be a really nice gift which you will get there. So try to stay active, try to get your daily rewards, and as soon as the new registrations open, you can have a look at the game, you can try it out. I also link the different social media channels of Lost Relics in the description, so if you haven't joined any of them, feel free to join them. I think many people are willing to answer your questions, but please, if you start now, you haven't played Lost Relics yet, and you'll jump right in, Discord or Telegram or any other channel of Lost Relics, please don't stress the people. Be kind to each other. This is a pre-release version of this game. This isn't the fixed game. This will change a lot in the future. So this is just one big update which is put in here. So don't stress around. Be kind to the people which are helping you. Everybody is open for helping you, but you'll need to have time. So if the registrations aren't open yet, just join the Discord or the Telegram channel. Wait for the announcement of Cliff where he says, hey, new registrations are open, you can now register, and then jump into the game, try it out, and like I said, be careful, look around, try out different things, look at the different attack patterns of the monsters. It's not just a hack and slay game where you run right into all of the monsters and you keep spawning your attacks. It's about strategy, it's about skill. You have to get a few monsters to you, kill them one by one, or maybe 2 or 3 at once, but don't go into a room and try to kill 10 or 12 monsters at once. This will probably only drain your health down to 0. You'll get wrecked and probably you'll lose the fun on the game. So just learn how it affects now the different gameplay. It is new. I had my moments where I nearly died too, so yeah, just have a look at it and try it out. Don't stress around. And I would say, let's have fun. If you know Lost Relics already, you'll know that in the future there will also be a multiplayer mode. At the moment this isn't possible, it's only a single player game at the moment. You can see some other players like this one for example, but in the future there will be a multiplayer mode. And one of the next things is, for example, that there will be bosses in the dungeons. At the moment there are only some mini bosses, but in the future there will be also real bosses where you have to fight with a really good strategy to knock them down. So learn how the game works, and if you have any further questions, let me know in the comments or ask in the social media channels of Lost Relics, and have fun together. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.